Good morning and welcome to Sports Shorts Daily on a Friday here at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood in Baton Rouge. Hope everybody's ready for the weekend. It's been a busy weekend, 4th of July next week. And of course, you can get everything you need here at Tremonti's for the 4th of July. We'll tell you about that in a minute. A lot going on in the world of sports. I'm Tommy Christ-Sam. Glad to be here. Glad to have you there. Ronnie Rance, very busy at the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame induction weekend ceremonies that are going on up in Natchitoches. You take a look at the induction class, so many great figures, sports figures from the state of Louisiana. LASportshall.com, LASportshall.com. If you want information, find out how you can watch the induction ceremony on Saturday. Check it all out at LASportshall.com. So Ronnie won't be with us today. Won't be with us tomorrow on Sports Shorts Radio either. Don't forget Sports Shorts Radio, 10 a.m. to 12 noon tomorrow on 104.5 ESPN in Baton Rouge. Also airing on ESPN Southwest Radio at Lafayette and Lake Charles. And I'll be live from the ESPN Bet Sportsbook in Baton Rouge. We'll have 2 hours of fun for you talking about sports. We'll have Joel Davis. We got a bunch of other guests we're lining up. Hunter McCann's on vacation, but we'll get her done with Sports Shorts Radio. So that's what we'll have tomorrow for you. And Sports Shorts Daily rolls around next week. All right, though, let's see a couple of things. As always, Sports Shorts Daily is presented by the LeBares Casino and Hotel in Baton Rouge. You got 18 Steak, you got the Edge Lounge, you got so many things going on, concerts in the event center. Don't forget LeBares Casino and Hotel in Baton Rouge. They present Sports Shorts Daily and Sports Shorts Radio for that matter. Now, today, as I usually am on a Friday, I'm at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood in Baton Rouge, Jefferson Highway, right down the street from Parkview Baptist Church and School. You can get catering, get everything you need for the 4th of July here at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood, from the bourbon and the wine and the meat and the seafood, ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls. You need to get all of that good stuff. All right, what's happening in the world of sports? How about LSU baseball with the celebration Wednesday night at Alex Box Stadium, Skip Bertman Field? Great to see Skip Bertman in the house attending that celebration. Jay Johnson says, hey, we're already working on repeating. We want another national championship. They got a few people out of the portal. Look, Jay Johnson is a tireless, relentless worker. He's going to reconstruct the roster and get it ready for next year. LSU will probably be preseason number one in all the college baseball polls. They're certainly going to be in the top 5, but I think they should be number one. And then we'll see how that plays out through the fall and into next spring. So it was a big week for LSU baseball. Now all the guys are headed out. MLB draft coming up, and certainly a bunch of LSU guys will get their names called. Hey, for that matter, a bunch of guys from Louisiana, from the Raging Cajuns, the Southeastern Lions. A lot of guys are in the state of Louisiana with some really good college baseball. So LSU baseball, had a lot of people telling me last night, man, I wish there was an LSU baseball game we could watch. Well, you got to wait. They won't have a game again until February. Well, I had a couple games in the fall. All right, so then that turns to what? LSU football. That's right. The Tigers football team, Coach Brian Kelly, SEC Media Days are coming up in a couple of weeks, and you'll be bombed with all the SEC football stuff and college football stuff from all around the country, all around our state. So it's going to kind of shift gears. Everybody's going to kind of get in a relaxed mode for a couple of weeks, enjoy the 4th of July, and then there's going to be college football. And, of course, the NFL, New Orleans Saints. Hey, I got something for you New Orleans Saints fans. I talked to some friends of mine in New Orleans, colleagues, and they say there's an energy in the Saints facility with the new coach, Kellen Moore, basically the whole new coaching staff. I think 1 or 2 guys were held over. But there's a little energy down there. Now, does that translate into wins? Well, time will tell. We'll see. But there's an energy. And you would expect that when you get a new coach, new staff, some other people. Some people are still around. There's a lot of new people in the building. So you Saints fans, not a whole lot here. But there's an energy down there. Also, going to talk about the Baton Rouge Rougarou. There we go. Carl Dunn says, congrats to the Rougarou on their first half championship. Hey, let me put that up for you. There you go. Champs of the Louisiana division of the first half of the Texas Collegiate League. The way that Texas Collegiate League and most summer leagues work, there's a first half, first 24 games standings. Then everybody goes to 0-0 for the second half standings. and there's an overall standings. But Baton Rouge Rougarou, clinched with 4 games to go. I mean, a big lead over the Acadiana Cane Cutters, who they play again tonight over in Youngsville at Farbacher Field. With a tip of the hat to Ronnie Rance, Casey McKenzie, Jackson Demouy, the entire front office. But then it's the players. It's all about those 30 players wearing the Rougarou uniforms. And Coach Stephen Klein, Coach Carl LeBee, Coach Tim Beatty, they got it done in the first half. Now, speaking of the Rougarou, they do not return home. Let me get this screen up here for you. Yeah, I'm flying solo today, but we can handle it. It's not my first rodeo. Here we go. Rougarou have home games July 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's right. July 3rd, they'll have home games. Friday night the 4th, 4th of July, they'll have a fireworks show. That fits, right? Saturday, Sunday, 4 home games. In fact, Thursday and Friday, they'll play the Victoria Generals, who won the first half of the Texas division. You have Victoria, Seguin, and Brazos Valley, the Texas division. Baton Rouge, Acadiana, and Lake Charles in the Louisiana division. So the Victoria Generals will be coming to town next Thursday and Friday. Very good team. Defending Texas Collegiate League champs. They'll be in town July 3 and 4 for the Baton Rouge Rougarou. So we want you to check that out as well. So good deal for the Rougarou. As I mentioned, all the Hall of Fame stuff going on. You can watch the induction ceremony and many other events. They have a YouTube channel. Go to Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Subscribe to their YouTube channel, and you can keep up with things if you're not able to make it up to Natchitoches. All right, another thing, we got NBA draft is come and gone. The Pelicans with new team president Joe Dumars. I think that's his title, team president. I read I don't follow the NBA. You guys that watch Sports Shows Daily, we're not big NBA guys, even though there's an NBA team a little over an hour away in New Orleans. But I read some of the NBA pundits who said the Pelicans draft, they gave them a grade of B-. What does that mean? I don't know. We'll see. But the Pelicans really have to make some strides. Also, Joe Dumars has come out and said that, okay, let's see here. Ronnie Rance is going to join us. Let me get that done while we're talking to you here. Bear with me for a second. Hey. All right, so there you go. I got Ronnie the link. Ronnie Rance should be jumping in just a second. So anyway, the Pelicans B-, but Joe Dumars said he wasn't going to trade Zion Williamson. A lot of people think that may still happen here. We'll have to wait and see what Joe Dumars does as he continues to put his stamp on the Pelicans and see if he can't build this thing and compete in the Western Conference and get to playoffs. Hey, that'd be the first step. Get to the playoffs, then get into the playoffs and make some noise. So we'll see if Joe Dumars can get that done with the Pelicans. Major League Baseball rolling on. I watched Paul Skeens pitch the other day. Not a good outing for him. He got touched up for a few runs, walked a couple people, but he's still being Paul Skeens, right? A lot of former LSU guys and other guys from Louisiana have been called up to the bigs. You can keep up with all of that good stuff. So, got a lot happening in the world of sports. Again, waiting for Ronnie Rance to join us. He'll be popping in here in just a minute. He is in Natchitoches at the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame induction weekend. There's tons of events going on, lots of people involved. I saw some of the opening press conference yesterday. All the new inductees got their jackets to put on, the special jacket for the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. So all of that was taking place. So again, waiting for Ronnie to join us. And again, don't forget the Baton Rouge Rougarou. Go to the website, brrougarou.com. You can watch the games even though they're on the road. You can get your season tickets. We got home games July 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Rougarou will be back in town for that. And we say good morning to Ronnie Rance. Good morning, Ronnie. I know you're a busy guy. Got the Sports Hall of Fame hat on. How you doing?
Doing good, TK. One down, 2 to go. 1 day down, 2 to go up here in Natchitoches. Actually, headed to Alexandria for our BOM Bank Celebrity Bowling Bash, which starts at 11:30. We'll go to 2 today. It's a great event, Mardi Gras themed. We'll be changing into our Mardi Gras themed bowling shirts and handing out Mardi Gras beads, playing Mardi Gras music and all that kind of stuff. Having some great Outlaws barbecue and going to be a lot of fun. That'll be taking place over at the Four Seasons Bowling Center. We do have some spots available if you're in the area, you want to drive up, whatever. Go to lasportshall.com, lasportshall.com. But yesterday, TK, we had our welcome reception press conference. We have Andrew Whitworth arriving today. We'll do another press conference at 4:30. Nick Saban arriving on Saturday. We'll do something with him. He'll be available for media on the red carpet and whatnot. So a lot of fun. The coolest thing about the Hall of Fame induction weekend, Tommy, is getting to know the Hall of Famers, their families, watching them interact with each other, and all the connections. It's a small world in sports. Doesn't matter the sport, and all these guys are connected in some way. Whether it's Dale Weiner or April Burkholder at LSU, or Bobby Swallow, the former national champion boxer, or Joe Sherman, whatever the case may be, they're all connected.
I got a question for you if I can back it up a minute. Are you going to bowl today at the bowling event?
It's much like when you put on a golf tournament. You don't play golf; you actually are running the event. So that's kind of how I'll do today. I won't play, but you know who will?
Well,
Kent Lowe. Kent Lowe, the
well,
longtime
we know,
SID for big
yeah,
bowler.
when's the last time you bowled?
Oof. Oof. We used to do Sports Shorts radio sometimes over at All Star Lanes in
Yeah,
Baton
I
Rouge,
remember that.
and a handful of years ago. And so sometimes we would bowl over there occasionally. So probably
Do
something like that.
you bowl right-handed or left?
Lefty.
Left. Yeah, I'm lefty too with the bowling, but you play golf right-handed, but you pitch left-handed. So I just didn't know how you did the bowl thing. Now, if you had to
Not
kick a field goal, are you going left-footed or right-footed?
going right-footed, definitely all day long. I'm a righty kicker, righty swinger when it comes to bat or golf club. So a little all over the place. I'm not a great bowler, Tommy. Probably going to hit you with a 125, something around that range. Might go up a little higher. I took a 1-credit bowling class in college, which I'm embarrassed to say, and I think I might have had a 150 something in there. Don't really remember having a 160, so that would be my high.
I think I'm somewhere in that 130-ish and maybe get to 145 if you get a couple of good ones. But I haven't bowled in quite a while. But there was a little stretch when I did that a little bit. But that'll be fun for the Hall of Fame, one of those events.
Yeah, and the cool thing about these events, man, they're all family oriented, family friendly. So if you got kids and all that, you should bring them. But anyway, and then tonight we got Rockin' River Fest, a free concert from 6 to 10:30. Bands playing. Chase Tyler Band's the headliner. And then at 9:15 we'll be having fireworks. Introduce all the Hall of Famers on stage. That'll be down in downtown Natchitoches, right on the Cane River. We got a Taste the Tailgating event, which might even be sold out by now. So a lot going on. Go to lasportshall.com to check it out. But it's a fun weekend. And oh, by the way, Rougarou, stay hot, Rougarou, red hot, win again, 13-4, 14 hits last night for the Rougarou. Walters had a grand slam in the game. Just fantastic performance. We're up 11-0 at one point in the game, and the Rougarou, hey, they clinched the division on Wednesday. No days off, baby. Get right back out there on the road in and Lafayette. Took care of business, knocked off the King Cutters. And look, here's the thing. The way summer college baseball goes and minor league baseball of all levels, you have a first half champion, a second half champion at whatever division you're in. Well, we won the first half. We clinched the first half, even though it's not over. We still got 3 games left to go. But you don't want to stop playing, because if you can win the overall, if you get the best record overall in the league by the end of the summer, then you're going. If you win your semifinal 2 out of 3 series, which we would have home field advantage by virtue of winning the first half, then you're going to host the championship game, a 1-game winner take all, August 2nd, Saturday, August 2nd, at the Gold Mine, P. Goldsby Field. So that's why it's important, Tommy, to keep piling up wins, because we're not. Now we clinched the playoff spot. We clinched home field advantage in the 2 out of 3 series, July 29th, 30th, and 31st. but we want to clinch home field advantage in case we win that series and get to the finals. And so that's what we're playing for now.
Yeah, no question about that. Obviously, I call it all the home games, couple of comebacks in the first half, and we talked earlier about the first half, second half thing. So, hey, and again, as we mentioned, Rougarou on the road right now, a bunch of road games, but they will be back home July 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. 4-game homestand, all the full-service concession stand, all the stuff for the kids, fireworks on Friday night, July 4th. That fits perfectly. So, go to brrougarou.com, get some tickets. 15 home games coming up in July. 15 home games. Find a game, come on out there, get some merchandise. Rougarou, July 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th at home.
So look, July 3rd and 4th, the Rougarou will be at home. The cool thing is you'll see, we'll post this on social media on Monday, but we've got 4th of July uniforms, special 4th of July unis. We got a few jerseys and a few hats we'll also be selling at the merchandise booth. But we have red, white, and blue, stars and stripes, Rougarou jerseys and hats. They're really cool. You'll look for that on social media. We'll take some pictures of our players wearing them, and we'll make a post on Monday and set up a link. We're actually going to be auctioning off all the jerseys because we're raising money for charity for the Baton Rouge Youth Baseball Coalition. So the jerseys that are worn by the players and coaches on July 4th, we'll have an online auction. It'll end at 9:30, and you can actually take the jersey right off the back of a player or a coach, get them to sign it if you know, and get a collector's item, Tommy, because we're not going to wear them any other game, and there's no other red, white, and blue Rougarou uniforms.
No, that's cool. Look forward to all that. Again, follow Rougarou on social media, Facebook, X, Instagram, and you'll get all this information. We'll put it out on the radio and on Sports Shorts Daily, but that's going to be a special thing. I was unaware of that until you just said it, so that's cool. I think it's very exciting, and everybody loves a winner. The Rougarou, they're winning, and they're winning a lot.
Also, our new mayor in Baton Rouge, Sid Edwards, he's going to be throwing out the first pitch on July 4th. I talked to him the other day. Sid's actually going to be escorting Dale Weiner on Saturday up to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. You know, Dale spent 40 nights in the hospital recently, checked out on Tuesday. He suffers from a little bit of dementia. He has Parkinson's as well, but he is determined to be there on Saturday. His son Neil is here all weekend representing him, but Dale will be arriving with a police escort with the mayor of Baton Rouge, Sid Edwards, who coached with Dale for years at Catholic High. And they will be coming up Saturday, attending the induction ceremony, and then afterwards they'll turn and head back to Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that's really great to hear that. Known Coach Weiner forever, like we all have, and always had so much respect for him. And he always had time to do a radio interview. He always found a way to do it or to say more than hello when you ran into him. Always appreciated that about Coach Weiner. He made you feel important when you were trying to get info to relay on the radio or whatever it might be. And as you know, many years I did high school games in the Baton Rouge area. All the coaches were great to work with. It was always cool to work with Coach Weiner.
Also Joe Sherman, the longtime Delgado baseball coach, who you know well. We had his press conference yesterday, got choked up, got emotional while talking about his dad, Rag Sherman. Really cool factoid. Joe is one of only 4 father-son combinations in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. And it was 35 years ago this week that his dad was inducted into the Hall of Fame back in 1990 alongside the youngest inductee ever, Kim Mulkey. And then Rags, of course, passed away in 1997. And so it's very touching for Joe to be joining his dad in the Hall of Fame. He's already in the Junior College Baseball Hall of Fame up in Colorado and had no plans to slow down. He said he'll be coaching at least 5 more years because that's how many years he's got left on his mortgage. So, no changes over in Delgado.
Well, I go back a long way with Joe. Played in the North All-American League with his dad, and I remember Joe when he was a player and he was an assistant. He played at Tulane as an assistant. And then I remember this, Ronnie. Shortly after Katrina, Joe had called you, Jumbo Sports Network, about trying to get some Delgado games on TV. And you had a lot going on, and you kind of handed it off to me. with Pelican Sports TV back in the day. And we ended up getting some games on television. It was first time Delgado baseball had ever been on television, and kind of you and me kind of made that happen. And Joe, every now and then when I'm talking to him, he reminds me of that how appreciative he was. First class guy, number one, family guy, and a heck of a baseball coach. He's given so many kids an opportunity to keep chasing their dream and whatnot. He just his whole family. I know Tyler, his son, very well, his wife and daughter. It's just a great situation, and I'm happy and proud for Joe, and happy to call him a friend.
Yeah, no, he lot of family, a lot of friends, a lot of support for him here. Danny Broussard wins the award for most support. The St. Thomas More basketball coach, sixth all time in wins in the United States of America. 65 years old, probably will coach another 10 years of high school basketball if I had to guess. And just a beloved figure, one of the biggest characters you'll ever meet. He'll have about 150 people at the induction induction
Wow.
ceremony on Saturday night. Excited for him. Of course, St. Thomas More, where my brother Gus and my sister Emily graduated from high school. So that I've known Ricky, of course, his brother, who coached at Nichols basketball for. I've known that family for years. So it's a thrill for me to see them go in. It's a lot of ties. Herb Vincent, Glenn Gobo, who we're all friends with. I mean, just on and on and on. Awesome class, and of course, looking forward to Andrew Whitworth and Nick Saban are the big stars of the class that people recognize and know the most, the Q rating in New York City kind of thing. But it means probably more to the Dale Weiners and the Joe Shermans and the April Burkholders and the Bobby Swallows, because this is the height of the Hall of Fame for them. Nick Saban's in the College Football Hall of Fame, or will be, or whatever, and Andrew Whitworth will probably be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame one day. But for the others, there is no bigger, greater Hall of Fame than the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, and that's obvious by what it means to them.
Well, also Ed Daniels will be recognized posthumously. His wife Robin will be in town, and when Ed started his Friday Night Football show in New Orleans, I was on the crew the first year he did that, and so I go way back with Ed, and consummate professional and a great guy who loved high school sports, and the Saints and the Pelicans and all that too. But Ed Daniels, we still miss him today.
Yeah, his wife Robin and his two daughters were here yesterday. They spoke at the press conference. Obviously, extremely an emotional press conference. You can watch it, by the way, on YouTube. You go to YouTube, type in Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, and you can follow and like our page. You can see, watch the videos and all that, and see the press conference from yesterday. I think it's broken into two parts, and you can watch it. It's well worth scrolling to finding your favorite Hall of Famer and hearing what they had to say. Each segment's probably about 10 minutes. Each Hall of Famer is about 10 minutes long. So, Tommy, I'm gonna let you go. Got to get to the bowling, celebrity bowling event, but we'll check in with you tomorrow on Sports Shorts Radio.
Sounds good, Ronnie. Appreciate it. All right, don't forget, he just mentioned it, Sports Shorts Radio, 10 a.m. to 12 noon tomorrow, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Lake Charles, on ESPN Radio, Baton Rouge, and Southwest Louisiana Radio in Lafayette and Lake Charles, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I'll be at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Hey, come stop by. Come stop by and check it out. Live, we're live right there in the sports book. You can't miss us. Come check that out. That'll be tomorrow morning. We'll have Joel Davis. We will get Joel on and a bunch of other folks as well. That'll all be there. Hey, don't forget also tomorrow, steak night at Court Street Cafe in Port Allen. Steak night at Court Street Cafe in Port Allen. They get their steaks from here at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood, ribeye, filet. Make a plan to go over there for steak night Saturday night. Do it every Saturday at Court Street Cafe in Port Allen. As we always ask you to do, please like and share this show, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or X. Like and share this show. Tell everybody about it. It's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing, about 9 a.m. Every now and then we bounce around on the days or the times, but usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, about 9 a.m. we roll 15, 20, 25 minutes. So like and share this show. And that's your homework for the weekend. Tell some people about Sports Shorts Daily, Sports Shorts Radio. Tell them all about it. And don't forget Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Everything you need for the weekend. Come get some lunch today. Fried catfish, topped with crawfish etouffee. Big lunch special every Friday here. Tons of people come in here and eat it for lunch. You can get it to go. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood has everything you need for your 4th of July weekend. celebration. The shrimp rolls, the ribeye rolls. I mean, they just got it all here. Everything. Come on into Tremonti, Jefferson Highway in Baton Rouge, right down the street from Parkview Baptist Church and School. And they can do some catering. You're having a big 4th of July party. You don't want to do the cooking thing? They'll cater it for you. Small group, large group, it does not matter. All right, that is going to do it for the Friday episode of Sports Shorts Daily. As I mentioned, Sports Shorts Radio tomorrow morning. Hopefully you'll check that out. On behalf of Ronnie Rance, Mike, and the entire crew here at Tremonti's, have a great Friday, everyone.